Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Big hello to a lot of my new viewers that I've picked up on Facebook. Thank you very much for subscribing. Hopefully you'll find this really useful. So a couple of weeks ago I did a video on how to replace the sway bar drop links and discovered that the lower suspension arms were a bit knackered, to say the least. So I've got the parts, so it's now time to dive on in. So as ever, first things, let's just show you what I've done already. I have obviously replaced the other side, so I know what I'm doing, and then this is just to show you. So I've jacked the car up, I'll put it on this axle stand, and I've just removed this middle panel. And I showed you how to do that in the oil change video, and I'll put a link to that in the corner of the screen now so you can see. But you just need to remove these 8mm bolts. Now the book does say you need to remove the rear tray as well. However, there is enough space for you just to bend this tray down to get that bolt out when you need to do it. Okay, so I mean, you could take it off if you want, but you really don't have to. So let's have a look at the tools here. So you'll need a 21mm ring spanner or ratchet spanner. I've got a couple here just because that suits the job, and a 24. You'll also need the same as a ratchet for undoing things, and you'll need to get or make sure you've got an E20, an external 20, for holding that rear bolt, and clearly a couple of ratchets for doing things up, and obviously your torque wrench. Now here's the part. Now I've ordered Meyle HD. Now I know a lot of people say Meyle, they're rubbish, they're not made in Germany. I make no comment on that because I haven't got sufficient experience, but I do know these are made in Germany and they haven't outsourced production overseas. So you get this box. There's obviously a right one and a left one. This is the right one, and when it goes in the car, when we see it like that, it will mount that way, and the big bushing there goes onto the subframe. The one by my hand goes onto the anti-roll bar sway bar drop link that we replaced in the last video. This one's the suspension hub, and then obviously that goes into the steering knuckle. So you get it in this box and you get a couple of new bolts that go with it, which are for there and that one, and then obviously you reuse those two. Now this is the one from the other side, and I think this one actually is probably in better condition than the one I'm about to take off, because I say this one got quite a whack in a pothole a while back, but you can clearly see that flexes back to the middle, and on this one I can hardly move it. It's just about moving. More worryingly, you can see I'm moving that with my hand without much effort. That shouldn't move at all, and clearly this just springs back to the middle. And when you try it on the new one, it's quite, yeah, I can hardly move it, and when I do move it, it stays put. So clearly this has been a suspension arm too long. So let's see what we have to do on this one to get the driver's side off. So you obviously saw in the last video we replaced this link, and actually it's really easy. What you need to do on this is just an extension of what you did on this one, but actually just removing this bolt over here and that bolt down there, but without having to take out from the anti-roll bar, the sway bar, but you do have to undo it just to give it a bit of a swing movement. So on here you've got a 21mm bolt, and the other side is an E10. So you need to undo that, and what I did on the other side was I just loosened these in order just to crack the torque setting off, so I could just get in there with a normal spanner and undo them. So I undid that one, undid this where my finger is, then I undid that one at the back just to loosen it off a little bit, just to to swing this out. We then undid this main arm here, which of course all of this you've seen in the other video for this, how to replace this part here, which I'll put a link in the corner anyway so you can watch. And then the big one is this knuckle arm joint down here, and that is set at a whopping 250 Newton meters. So I undid that after about 5 or 6 turns. Then I had to put into here, I'll just check, I think it was a T40, just to counter hold whilst I undid it. And then it's just a question of jiggling all these off. So I'm going to put you on time lapse whilst I undo these, so you can watch my lovely struggles, or skip forward, your choice of course. and then I'll come back to you when we're ready to put the new one in, but we'll have a good look at what this one looks like to start with now it's come off. So after that little bit of time lapse, which was about 5 minutes, this bottom joint was a real pain to get out. It's much easier on the other side. Now clearly, let's see if I can keep the camera from away. You can hear how that can hit the sides okay. There's no vertical movement, but it does feel quite loose in the thing. This, as we saw last time, is knacked. And this, hoping you can see, like again, I can just move that with my fingers, which is not right. So I've got the new one to go in. So let's just have a look under here what we did. So you've got this top space up here, that's this bolt. You've got a bolt and a washer, subframe, bushing, subframe. Then you've got this next washer, then you've got the bolt, okay? And the bolt goes to the front of the car. This one is the one that bottom of the air strut, which you'll have seen last time, goes that way. And these little notches hold it in place when you get it tight. Clearly that, as you can see, I'll loosen that off to get plenty of flex. That clips over. And then you've got the, hopefully you can see, you've got the hole in there that the new ball joint goes into. So as they say, reverse is the refitting is the reverse of taking apart. I said I would just check, so you can see here this is a T45. That's what you need to cross hold when you're undoing that nut. So we've got the new one here. It comes with these two parts for the ball joint. So that what you need to do is you place this one on there like that and put that in the hole, and then obviously from the bottom of the hole just put it loose like that. And then what I then did last time was jiggle everything into place from there. Obviously you've got the new nut here to go on for the drop link, and then you're reusing the existing bolts for those two. So I'm not going to put you on time lapse, I don't think. Oh, maybe I will, I'll be generous. I'll put it onto time lapse, and you can see how I jiggle all that back in together. You will need to push down on here a little bit just to get this arm lined up. And what I actually did was it was a bit of a combination of me leaning on this and then just using the T45 bit I've got just to line the hole up and push it through. The bolt up here goes through very easily actually, as it came out really easily, which was a little bit of a surprise. I thought it might be a bit tougher, but that's all good. So I will put you on time lapse and see where we get to. So, as you saw in the video there, that was a little bit troublesome getting that really back bolt in, but it was just at the wrong angle, and because the camera was where the camera was, I couldn't really be where I really wanted to be because I wanted to let you guys see what I'm doing. But yeah, it's all in. All of the nuts are now just really hand tight. What I'm going to do now is do this bottom one up because that's a joint. Then I'm going to raise the car up for the distance between here and here to be the same as normal ride height, and then let me just zoom out a little bit between here and the wheel arch because I've already measured that, and then I'll tighten everything up because otherwise if you don't do that you'll ruin the bushings before you start. and then yeah, hopefully we've got wheel alignment tomorrow, and then we'll be back in the game. Yeah, got a bit of a sweat on there, under there, doing that. Again, a really simple job. It's just a bit fiddly. I mean, at the end of it, it's only 4 bolts, so yeah, it's not. It really isn't difficult. Just take your time. In reality, probably take you about half an hour each side, plus 10 minutes to jack the car up, take the tray off, another 10 minutes. So about an hour and a half. No rush, no stress. Clearly, once you've done one side, you do the other. Personally, I find doing the left side easier because I'm right-handed. It just works better for me. So that always seems to be a bit quicker than doing the driver's side or my driver's side. So hopefully you found that useful. If you do, please like, subscribe. I know a lot of you do watch the channel, and that's great, but don't necessarily subscribe. So please do. Please hit the notification button so you know what's coming up next. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in whatever the next video will be.